Hello everybody. So, funny story. I started this 30,000 steps a day challenge like the day after the second day of doing it. I bumped my toe on the step stool upstairs, the Ada's step stool. My, I don't know, second to littlest toe, and it turned purple, and it was painful. It was very painful. The purpleness went away, and the pain still there, but duller. If I step on it weird, I could feel it, but it's not like excruciating. And then today, I dropped my phone on its side directly on that toe. Not on the toe next to it, on this side or that side, directly on it. And the pain is resounding and lasting, and I don't like it. I can still walk, I can still work out, but the pain is not good. I'll be fine. Don't worry about me. I just wanted to complain about it. That made me feel better, actually. Okay, so now, as you know, we start these with a brief Craig incursion from the previous several videos. I'll turn this TV on, that Craig will turn that TV on, that Craig will turn that TV on at the beginning of my workout, and then I'll turn it off. It's going to be a Craig cacophony for a second. We got to weed out all the new viewers, you know? People are going to be like, oh, I didn't sign up for this, and they're going to leave, and that's fine. We don't want them here, do we? We don't want them here. Okay. Start the workout. Okay. Start the Craig incursion.
Up first is 30 seconds of walking Frankenstein. Press start to begin.
Okay. Oh, first I should warn you. Oh, this isn't going to go on the whole video. This is just a portion at the beginning we do this. I want to see what happens when I go la 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 and layer it many, many times. Sorry. Okay, now we'll start. La la. Hey, nope. Come on. Okay.
10 seconds left. That's time. Up next is 30 seconds of standing balance lateral toe tap. Start the next set.
That's probably good enough for that. I just said okay the same exact time as past Craig. I apparently still feel like that was the exact right amount of time. This is a new exercise it's given me.
Up next is 30 seconds of standing balance lateral toe tap.
Balance lateral toe tap. I've never done this one. Nathaniel's given me a new
Start the next set.
thing to do. Kind of like it. I'm using the app Copilot, which I use a lot. They sponsor my main channel videos. They're not sponsoring this, but I like it, and I like them. So, there you go.
10 seconds left.
I try to only have sponsors that I like.
That's time.
And there are
Up
certain
next is 30 seconds of march.
There are certain sponsors recently that have gotten a bad name that I have recently rejected, and
Start the next
when
set.
I see that, I'm like, oh, well, I'm glad I rejected them. I guess I was right to do that. Sometimes you get a vibe. Sometimes I do accept a sponsor and learn later. You can't know everything. I guess this is another new exercise. What's going on? But this, so far, I like Copilot a lot. Anyway, yesterday, if you were watching,
Up next is 8 reps of dumbbell
My-
goblet squat with 45 pounds.
45 pounds. Yeah, okay. 8 reps. My workout was kind of intense for me, and the first one I had done in a while because I'd been sick. So it was extra intense, I guess. And my muscles are a bit sore today. Like, more so
Start the
than
next set.
usual. When you're in the middle, when you're in the flow and you're working out on a daily basis, The soreness doesn't always happen unless you really
next is 6 reps per side of alternating dumbbell bench
push.
press with 45 pounds in each hand.
Unless you really push yourself. But yeah, muscles are a bit sore today. Ooh, yeah, I can feel it in my arms right now. But working out actually kind of helps. If you work through it, it kind of numbs the soreness. 45, alternating. Okay.
Start the next set.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I'm gonna plug the main channel video again.
In 35
cooking.
seconds, do 8 reps of dumbbell goblet squat. with
My
45
method of
pounds.
cooking for idiots, basically. Idiots like me. And I think it's a funny, fun video. The reaction to it, I'm surprised actually at how much people like it in the comments. Less people who are subscribed to me are watching it, probably because I don't do cooking. I'm not known for cooking videos. But the people who are watching are like, you should make this a series. Like it's an overwhelmingly positive response. I did not expect.
It's time for 8 reps of dumbbell goblet squat with 45 pounds.
And it's making me think about doing some more cooking videos, less about overall philosophy of cooking, more specific things. Like my favorite food in the world is my mom's spaghetti. All other spaghetti and meatballs disappoint me because of my mom's spaghetti and meatballs. My mom watches these videos sometimes too. Hi Mom, if you're watching.
Bench press with 45 pounds in each hand.
And so I was thinking, bringing her as a guest star, showing me how to make her spaghetti. She also makes peanut butter balls that I eat every time I'm over there. And she's now made sure that they're in the freezer all the time. I wanted her to show me how to make those. I could make videos of those things. I don't know. Sounds like fun. I don't know if they'd be main channel or not, because it doesn't seem like everybody cares about cooking who are subscribed to the main channel. But also, maybe I don't care. Maybe I'm just going to do what I want to do. Okay. If I do it more, then it might be fun to see my journey about learning how to cook, because I still don't really know a great deal, but I do know the basics, which was the point of the video. There's a lot of great cooking channels out there, though. What do I have to offer besides my mom's spaghetti?
Dumbbell goblet squat with 45 pounds.
Coffee. Awesome Coffee Club. Vlog Brothers. I get mailed their coffee monthly. It's for charity. For a while there, I was drinking less coffee, and it was a nice break from coffee, actually. But now it's creeping back in, and I don't mind. There's always a lot of evidence
Up next is 6 reps per
these days
side of
that coffee
alternating dumbbell bench press
can actually be
with
good for you.
45 pounds in each hand.
There's ways that coffee can be bad for you, but there's ways that coffee can be good for you. There's a lot of evidence. We don't really know. Whenever you read about health, what's good for you, what's not. We know some things, but boy, is there a big debate about a lot of things. And we really aren't certain about a lot of things.
Start the next.
Usually when someone in the comments sounds very certain about their very specific thing, which is this, my latest newsletter post is about this, actually. That's a red flag to me, like, oh, no one's this certain. If you're this certain, that means this might work well for you, but you can't really know this. There are certain things, there are certain things we do know, but like, so much debate about what's the best diet, the best cuisine to eat. a lot of people, it seems like the general consensus among scientists and medical community is that the Mediterranean diet is one of the best. I don't think we 100% know why.
35 seconds. Do 8 reps of staggered stance dumbbell Romanian deadlift with 20 pounds at each.
I don't know, whenever I'm reading about health stuff, which I do a lot because of the videos I make, I take everything with a grain of salt. And I probably have too much sodium because of that. But, and I try not to make any too definitive claims because it's hard to know.
It's time for 8 reps of staggered stance dumbbell Romanian deadlift.
A lot of things are based. I like so Dr. Aaron Carroll, who I have on, who does healthcare triage on YouTube. Staggered stance 8. So I'm doing some less common exercises that I do here. So 3, 4. He does healthcare triage. I have him on. I've had him on several videos.
Looking good?
His general, he has a book, The Bad Food Bible, and his general philosophy. I like that book, and I like the philosophy. I think that's the kind of thing I ascribe to, which is there's so few studies.
8 reps of staggered stance dumbbell Romanian deadlift.
Few
with 20
good
pounds
studies, long-term studies about food and health, because they're very hard to do. They're very hard to
start the next set.
It's hard to measure certain things over a long period of time about someone's life, isolate one aspect of their health, because there's a lot of factors that go into it. Also, just getting people to agree to be studied for years and years.
Looking good?
And so the studies we do have are generally not that great. There are good ones, and there are some aspects of health that have lots of studies, but his book is generally like, most of this is going to be fine, you don't have to worry too much.
Up next is 10 reps of inchworm.
Because we don't really know. And there's exceptions to everything, and so what I do is I just try things.
Start the next set.
And report back my experience. Things that generally seem like good are exercise, movement, not eating too much, not eating not enough, getting a good balance of nutrients, and then there are certain people, and probably maybe even in the comments here, but on my cooking channel as well, that will make claims about specific types of food that you should stick with, like no carb, or all carb, or all or carnivore, or keto diet, and like all these diets, which might work very well for them, but it's not like, I don't feel like it's the only answer. Anyway. Wait, am I supposed to do a push-up at the end of this? I don't think so. It's supposed to crawl. 2. Inchworm, it's called. I think in general, just being conscious of what you're eating, how you're moving, trying not to overindulge in any one thing too much, but sometimes for fun, for mental well-being, indulge, have fun. What am I at, 5 now? Unless you can't, unless you're someone who, if you indulge, you can't stop. I think my eating habits used to be much worse. I think it was natural for me to want to overeat, to stuff myself at a meal. If something was delicious, I wanted to keep cramming it down my mouth, and then didn't worry too much about the stuff, the uncomfortable full feeling I had afterwards. To me, that was, I didn't know that that was abnormal. And it's not necessarily abnormal. I don't want to use the word normal. Just, I didn't know that there was another way. I felt like that's the way it was supposed to work. I didn't realize that I was feeling overly uncomfortably full, and that was contributing to just feeling bad.
In 35 seconds, do 8 reps of staggered stance dumbbell Romanian deadlift with 20
I felt like I wasn't done eating until my stomach was like, bleh, you know what I mean? And I still fight that urge these days, I think, a little, but it's much less now. I'm rarely overly full now, and when I am, I hate the feeling. It's so uncomfortable. Didn't used to be for me, or I used to think it was the way it was supposed to feel.
It's time for 8 reps of staggered stance
I don't
dumbbell
know why that is. I don't.
20 pounds at each hand.
I think it's just natural to be that way when you're surrounded by delicious food. And I could just tolerate the overfullness, I guess.
Up next is 8 reps
Some
of
people
staggered
don't.
stance
Some people
dumbbell
can't
Romanian
tolerate that as well, and maybe
deadlift with 20 pounds at each
that just
hand.
leads to naturally
Right side.
better eating habits. It could be I don't blame my parents or anything, but it could be the attitude that, you know, you have to clean your plate when you're a kid. Adults will tell you that. They used to. So it was much more about don't waste the food that's in front of you, regardless of how much it is and how much your body needs. Was kind of a general attitude. Saw a comment on the main channel. Maybe this person watches here. I don't know. That was like anti-vegetable. They thought vegetables were bad for them, and their diet. I think they must have been like on a carnivore diet or something. Which is
Up next is 10 reps of
weird take to me that vegetables are. One thing that's good about vegetables, I think, well, they're high fiber content, very low calorie, high fiber, so they fill you up without overly filling you up.
Start the
And
music.
like they make me feel full longer. If I have a bunch of broccoli, it's like not a lot of calories, but it's got a lot of bulk and a lot of fiber, so that I feel full and satisfied. Look, I still feel very much an amateur about all of this. I don't know what I'm talking about a lot of the time. I didn't study food in college or high school or any time. I didn't barely know how to cook. I'm just going by experience here, figuring it out as I go. That's how I do everything. That's how I learned how to edit. That's probably why I did YouTube in the first place, or was willing to do this weird thing called YouTube before it was so mainstream. Because I see a thing that I don't understand, and I'm like, huh, I'm going to learn by doing. And that's how I am with food these days. I've learned that I like eggs and black beans, apple and peanut butter every morning, because it's generally high protein, high fiber, fills me up.
In 35 seconds, do 8 reps of staggered stance dumbbell Romanian deadlift.
We're doing this
20
again.
pounds each.
Okay.
Left side.
It fills me up enough without getting too much sugar that will make me crash later. And I've been eating a lot of Greek yogurt and granola lately for the higher protein, which also fills you up. Makes you feel full. In general, I think that's my game plan, is
8 reps of staggered
figure out how to
Romanian deadlift with 20 pounds at each hand.
feel full enough without feeling overly full in a way that lasts. Because if it's a lot of sugary stuff, very quickly I feel hungry again.
Up next is 8 reps of staggered stance dumbbell Romanian deadlift with 20 pounds in each hand. Right side.
Chicken and vegetables, what I make on the main channel, that's a general go-to for me. The protein aspect of things, I'm not like trying to be
Start the next set.
a fitness guru being like, you gotta bulk up on protein. But it is something that does help your muscles heal quicker. So like if I'm sore now, that soreness in theory will go away quicker because of all the protein. And I will build muscle as opposed to fat. And feel fuller with protein. I mean, fat will also fill you up. But I'm not anti-fat or anything. I don't know, I think I may have done too many of those just now.
Up next is 10 reps of inchworm.
And I don't really know what I'm talking about, and I think we all know that I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just figuring it out as I go, and I feel like I'm figuring it out pretty well, based on what I hear from the internet.
Start the next set.
I try to avoid any sort of trendy thing, or trendy is the wrong word, like any sort of extreme elimination or extreme mono diet. But that's kind of my philosophy about everything, not just eating. Like if you look at my YouTube channel, the subject matter, it ranges widely. I feel like I would be too bored if I just stuck to one subject all the time. I think that hurts my channel. That's my channel's growth, because people don't subscribe and they unsubscribe because they don't know what they're getting. But it also helps me, my longevity, because I don't get bored. And whatever, I don't go into all in on one thing that may lose favor. It makes me flexible, I guess. And it's not, but that isn't the strategy. It's just naturally who I am. I can't go in on one thing, all on one thing. I don't know why.
In 35 seconds, do 12 reps of dumbbell reverse fly with 15 pounds.
So with diet, I hesitate to be like, you have to do it this way. Because I see so many wide-ranging, disparate comments about you have to do it this way. Conflicting ways that people will give their advice, like this is the right way. How can there only be one right way if there are several people giving you different ways that this is the right way?
For 12 reps of dumbbell reverse fly with 15 pounds in each hand.
And also getting good results. So I just try things and make sure I keep moving. I trust in exercise and ways of keeping myself sated without overeating, overindulging. Lost count. That's probably good. And keep being productive.
6 reps of dumbbell standing
as far as YouTube career goes.
This will be your new PR. For this exercise, you got this.
Keep making things. What is this? Wow. These are some...
Start the next set.
Nathaniel's like, let's try some new stuff. I like it. I never do these. If I do this, it's usually on the floor, like with my arms out, going up behind me.
Looking good?
Instead of like this. Well, I think that's 3. Whew, yeah, feeling that. 4. thinking about, okay, now I'm thinking about video games. 6, because out of the blue a few days ago, like several days ago, my daughter was like,
up next is 12 reps of
play Zelda.
Hammer curl to press with 15
'Cause,
pounds
like,
in each hand.
when Tears of the Kingdom came out, we played a bunch of, she just watched me play Tears of the Kingdom a lot. And then out of the blue,
start the next set.
12 of these. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I can do that. 1, 2. She's like, let's play Zelda. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's great. I love that you said that. So I played a bunch of Zelda these past several days. And in the past, younger Craig, like that would have been all I did. It would have been Zelda, and then just eat some, fill my belly, and go to bed. And that'd be it. Just maximize as much time as I can for video games was like my youth, basically. Like everything, my entire day was scheduled around like, okay, how do I fit in video games? And nowadays, I don't think that way. Obviously, it's much more, how do I have time to get a video done and get exercise in? But I still did play a bunch of video games these past several days.
You're killing it.
Oh,
If
wow,
you want,
thank
you can
you.
let me know how that felt by tapping on my image with the dumbbell icon. In 35 seconds,
Oh, good.
do 12 reps of dumbbell
I'll tell him
reverse
later.
fly with 15 pounds in each hand.
And I was still able to play a lot of Zelda, but still getting exercise in, still getting all my work done. So it was even better, because it was like still plenty of video games, but guilt-free. I don't know. It shouldn't be about guilt, but it sort of is. Like, no, or it's more like peace of mind when I'm
It's time for 12
exercising. Like,
reps of dumbbell reverse fly with 15 pounds in each hand.
if I am like sitting around watching something later, playing video games later, I feel I don't have the feeling in the back of my mind, which I'm sure a lot of people do. I used to. Like, this probably isn't good for me. I should move more. This is like, oh man, future me is gonna be in pain. Is this good for my health? Am I gonna die early because of this? Like, those thoughts happen. But because of this regular exercise, those thoughts don't happen. Even though they might still be valid. I just, oh, I'm sweating again. It's part of it is peace of mind, all
Up
this
next
exercise.
is 6 reps of dumbbell standing I1YT with 15 pounds in each hand.
Knowing that I'm doing everything I can to be healthy, even if, you don't need to be doing all as much as I am, or you need to be doing more, I don't know.
Start the next
I do know I'm doing something, and that makes me feel good. The battery is dying on that camera, so it may cut out in a second, and then I'll go get another battery. I don't know.
Looking good?
Also, people on the main channel video, people commented on the production value, like it's like better production value. And the reason I think they think that is because I set up 2 lights and I used a lav mic for the cooking segment, so it actually looked evenly lit and brighter than normal. It was very simple. It was a very simple way to make things look, quote unquote, professional. And it was only because it was practical. It was just because it was dark in the kitchen and I knew I was going to be farther away from the camera.
Up next is
So
12
mic on the
reps
camera.
of dumbbell hammer curl to press
And
with 15 pounds in each hand.
there's going to be sizzling chicken. So I knew that, just to make sure that people hear and see, I grabbed some lights and a microphone. It just so happened that the lights did really make it look good. And I realized I probably should do that more. But then I get into the mindset of like, who cares? Stick with my core philosophy, which is, the point is communication. If I'm making a video, making sure I'm communicating the thing that needs to be communicated. That's it. That's the baseline of anything I'm doing. If I'm making a thing, what am I trying to communicate? Make sure that comes across. Can people hear my voice? Can people see what's happening? Maybe it's dark, maybe it's a little blurry, maybe... And the camera stopped. Okay. Maybe my voice is a little quiet. Maybe, it moved on to the next exercise and it thinks I'm doing that one probably. Let's do that one. But it doesn't matter. If the thing that's being communicated is being communicated, that's all that really matters. But, you know, if it's really crappy looking, that can be distracting. That can be like, credibility is an important component of communicating what you want to communicate. And so if it like looks really professional, looks really nice, high quality, people might take what you say. It's stupid, I don't like it, but it's true. If you look professional, people might find you more credible. I think it's a fallacy.
Up next is 6 reps of dumbbell standing Iowa YT with 15 pounds in each hand.
It is real. And so the main channel video really did
start the next set.
Turn out looking good, the kitchen portion of it. Most of the time I like natural lighting. I like lighting from the sunlight from a window, making the room look lived in and real. When it's brightly, evenly lit, it's put on. It's a little bit fake. Even though it looks nice, and it's kind of nice to look at. So I usually try to focus on just natural looking things. Plus, you know, it takes time and a bit more energy to set up all the lights and get a lav mic and all that stuff, which I'm just one person, so it takes away from my energy to actually get the thing done. So it all plays into just, you know, don't worry so much about professionalism. And, Siri thought I was talking to it.
Incredible work.
Thank you.
If you have feedback on that set, you can add it by tapping on my image with the dumbbell icon.
Doing this again. Okay.
Up next is 12 reps of dumbbell hammer curl to press with 15 pounds in each hand.
Whew. And
start the next set.
But, you know, seeing the result of the lighting, 2 lights, it's the same lighting I do for my thumbnails when I'm standing in front of a white wall. I set up 2 lights, like spaced evenly on either side to get rid of shadows, and make it look nice. I feel like if I have to do that every time I'm shooting a video, it's going to bog me down, make me worry about the wrong things when I should be worrying about communicating the thing I'm supposed to communicate. Plus, I always think if I got good sunlight coming out of a window, that always looks better to me. It's inconsistent because clouds go in front of the sun and stuff, but I think it looks better than fake lighting.
In 35 seconds, do 30 seconds of pec stretch.
Okay.
Left side.
Let's do some pec stretch. Let's do it over here. Yeah. I don't have to move the camera. But still, that lighting was nice, and it got me thinking maybe I should do that a little more often. Get the lights out, set them up. It's not hard. It just takes it's just a few extra steps, which is enough to kind of mentally slow me down a little, I think. But then again, once the lights are there, it gives a feeling of professionalism, like I'm doing my job, and like maybe that amps up my performance. I have no idea.
That's time. Up next is 30 seconds of pec stretch.
Now I'm going to face
right
away.
Side. Start the next set.
And then credibility is a thing. If people see that it's well lit, they're going to be like, oh, this person really feels like what they have to say is important, so I'm going to listen. Like, it subconsciously, it really does something to you when you see a thing look like well produced.
10 seconds left.
Technically. Even though that's generally not my focus most of the time. Even though I can do it.
That's time.
I don't like putting on airs, I guess.
Spider-Man stretch, left side.
Putting on airs feels inauthentic.
Start the next set.
Ugh. But if I do a kitchen cooking thing again, like if I invite my mom over, we make spaghetti, I'm going to use that lighting setup because it looked nice. And that kitchen can be dark. And so I think it would be a good thing to do. 10
seconds left.
Yeah.
That's time. Okay. Up next is 30 seconds of Spider-Man stretch. Right side. Start the next set.
I've always had those lights and those lavs. I can up my production game at any point. I just don't. Like to keep it real, you know? Whatever that means.
10 seconds left.
And I figured out how I can, like for these videos, I was experimenting with the lav mic at the beginning, and it kind of messed up. But I think
next is 30 seconds of lying hamstring stretch.
I figured out how to fix it. I can go directly into my phone. I can record the lav into the phone instead of the device I was using, and I think that'll be more direct and less prone to error. If I want to do that for these videos. But I don't think anyone has a problem hearing me, do they? Do you have a problem hearing? Maybe a few words here and there. And if you do, then let me know. Maybe I will.
30 seconds of lying hamstring stretch.
I think
right side.
It would sound better, less echoey, more produced. But is it necessary? Because if you can hear what I'm saying, that's all that really matters. I want it to be real. Like if you're hanging out in a gym with someone and they're talking to you, they're not like crisp, clean, right directly into your ear. It's a room that is
10
echoey.
seconds left.
That's how reality is. Although it's kind of amplified through a camera mic, the echoiness. So I don't know.
Next is 30 seconds of figure 4 stretch, left side.
I like that when you're further away from a camera, you sound farther away, and when you get close, you sound close. I like that aesthetic, rather than equal volume everywhere you go. I just like that aesthetically. I know not everyone probably does.
10 seconds left.
Oh yeah, we're watching Taskmaster. Nice. How long has that been going on?
That's time. Up next is 30 seconds of figure 4 stretch. Right side.
Love Taskmaster.
Start the next set.
Yeah. The best show. And that's Ed Gamble. No, that guy. The guy in the squiggly shirt. I don't remember the other guy's name. And then there's Alex Horn.
10 seconds left.
Yeah. Lady, I don't remember the name of. She was on Ted Lasso, season 3, 2 and 3. I don't know.
That's time. Up next is 30 seconds of straddle stretch.
Taskmaster is the best, you guys. It's the best show. It carried China and I through the pandemic. Taskmaster did. Okay. Stretchy stretch, stretchy stretch. Yeah. What am I going to title this video? I've talked basically about my philosophy of everything. I think that's what it should be called.
10 seconds left.
My philosophy of the universe? My universal? No. My thoughts on everything?
That's time. Nice job. Press the button to finish.
That's probably it. My thoughts on everything. It's not a great title for clickability.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
But I don't really care. That's what's nice about these videos. To not have to worry about that kind of thing. In general, do you notice a theme? I try to do my best to not worry about stuff. Do the bare minimum to get it done and not get bogged down by things, because then I won't do them. I feel like I've got a healthy mentality about that, about when it comes to anything I do. Don't worry about being the best. Don't worry about being perfect. Enjoy the experience. Time is going to pass. Life is going to move on with or without you. So just join in. Yeah, that's a good way to end. Let's if it's going to be called my philosophy of everything or my thoughts on everything, the thumbnail should be. That's really silly and dumb, but fine, let's do it. Okay, again, Patreon, May 26th. What's that? What's the date today? Like a week from now? We're doing a Jackbox Hangout on Patreon for patrons. And love for you to join. Noon Central. The 26th, Sunday. It's probably be like an hour, depending on how it's going. Main channel, check that video out. I think it's a good one. I always think they're good. I don't always think they're good ones, actually. I like every video I've done, but some I like more than others. I really like how this one turned out, and the response has been very positive. That's about it. See you next time.